So let's talk about paint problems on the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. I had a comment recently in my Facebook group. There'll be a link down below if you want to check out that group, maybe join. But anyway, somebody talking about problems that they've discovered on their 2024 Tacoma with paint issues. So we're going to take a look at mine, and I did discover an issue with the film on the truck. And honestly, I'm not sure if it's the PPF or if it's actually the protection that Toyota puts on to stop rock chips and stuff like that. I'll show you that here in a minute. But let's take a look at some paint or potential paint areas where you can have issues. And I've seen this before on other Tacomas, to be honest. So we're going to start under the hood. And I'm talking about areas like right in here. I've seen thin areas where it looked like maybe the sprayer kind of just brushed past and didn't cover. But I'm not seeing any of that in the new Tacoma over here, not even under here really. That's just dust. And then over here in this area either. Nothing like that. Nothing on the inside of the fenders. Looking up at the hood itself, I don't really see any problems on my truck anyway, other than it's a little bit dirty. Now, let's check inside the door areas, because that's where the person that commented showed that they had some problems, and they do. Now, looking in my truck, we're just going to kind of go around the edges here. I'm not really seeing any problems, and where this person had their issues was kind of, I believe, right in here, in this area, in the corners up here, where it kind of just looked like the machine missed some spots. I don't see any of that on my truck, at least not here. Let's go back to the back side in the driver's area, or driver's side. Looking at the doors, and this is where you're going to have problems if you do have any. Nothing on mine in the door. Looking in the jam area across the top here, you guys can see there's really no thin spots, no areas that I see where Toyota might have screwed up on the paint. Next up, let's check the tailgate area, because in the past I've noticed it back here as well. There's really not any openly exposed area, and I'm talking about kind of like just this little area here. I've seen it before. We've got some dirt there, but no issues there. Along the tailgate itself, looking along where they would have painted the edges, I don't see any problems on mine. This may be the best job that I've ever had on a Toyota Tacoma, honestly. Let's go to the passenger side door. Looking around the door itself, and these are the areas where you would see problems. Again, this is dirt, not thin paint. Looking across the top, around the door itself. Let's get into the front part. Nothing in that area. Around the sill, nothing there. And then down here, again, on their truck, they had thin paint in this area. It's kind of like the machine just kind of missed it. Looking in between, nothing there. So far, I'm pretty impressed. I'm not seeing any big problems. Although, the area I'm going to show you with the film in a minute, that is a problem. Looking around the back door, same kind of areas. I'm not really seeing anything. Looking close up down here, no problems. Looking inside the sill plate area. Now look at this little tiny protection panel. Nothing there though. No problems along here. This is just dirt, or actually kind of a sticky stuff, probably left over from manufacturing. No big deal. Looking around the top, no issues there. And I have actually washed, or washed, depending on where you're from, this truck and waxed it. And that's the time where you really can see, I guess, if you have any issues when you're real up and close with the truck. I didn't notice anything. So far I'm pretty happy with it. Except we do have an issue with this film. Let's go over to the driver's side, because of course it has to be on the driver's side where I would notice it. And you can probably see it maybe even from here, looking right down there. It looks like a bunch of dirt and stuff, right? And that's what I thought. But when you get up close, those are bubbles in this paint protection. And I think this is the PPE or PPF stuff, the paint protection film, that Toyota actually put on that I did not want. It was listed on the truck as an option, and when I bought it, I told them that I did not want it. They included it anyway, and look at what you get. And keep in mind, if you're buying this yourself and paying for it, I did not, you're gonna maybe end up with something like that. Look at that, it looks like crap, all bubbled. Other than taking it off, and there's really not much I can do about it. I mean, I could take a pen, I guess, and pop all of those bubbles and try to stick them down, but then I'm going to allow water or moisture and stuff to get under the film, and it'll probably look even worse. Now, I'm curious, taking a look at the other side to see if it's just as bad. And not quite as bad, but you can see there are some bubbles formed on this side as well, and you really can't get rid of them. They really would either need to be popped. I mean, I can even see the air moving around in there. They just didn't do a good job when they put it on. And frankly, they did put this PPF film on the front part of the truck, and they did do a much better job. I don't know if you can see the line here, but it has film on the front, and I don't notice any bubbling problems. This is where the film is. It starts here and then goes to the front, right to this area. There are no bubbles and stuff on the front, fortunately, because if it was like that up front, I would remove it, because I just couldn't stand to have all those bubbles. You see how nasty it is down there, right? On the front of the truck. So they did do a good job up here, I guess, but I don't know. In the back, they kind of let me down. Now, one other area I wanted to check, because everybody's concerned about the wheel poke that I have here, I guess, and that it's going to throw stones and stuff. I mean, you have such a small area, but nonetheless, there's been a lot of concern about chips and things back here on the back because I have wheels or tires that poke out. But I wanted to see if I have any film back here. And really, if I was going to have any, and that's dirt, I would want it back here, I guess, maybe on the edge of the bumper fascia or the cover. And it does not look like I have anything other than Toyota's little weird paint application. I don't know if you guys can see it. Looks kind of bubbly or textured. That's just how Toyota does it. It's all along the side of the truck. I remember when I first noticed that on a Tacoma, I thought there was a paint problem, right? But the best way to tell if you really do have a problem is to look at the other side. Because if both sides are the same, chances are they meant it to be that way. And Toyota certainly did mean it to be that way with the texturing that they put in the paint. Again, I think it's really just for chips and stuff like that. Not a big deal. So anyway, in the end, no paint problems on my truck. It looks really good. It looks like the machines did a great job. It's the humans that screwed up when they put the PPF on. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've got a 2024 or even a third gen Tacoma. What kind of shape is your paint in? Because you know, Toyota does not have a great reputation when it comes to paint. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.